I think we're headed in a very interesting direction. I think it's going to get difficult to discern the automated, the artificial from the art. I think there's a gratitude that I just recently received, a reminder that we are who we are because there's something much bigger than what's at play. Or at least these hands are an extension of something more divine. I'm not here to speak about the job loss at risk because of some cool prompts that perhaps might make it easier to undercut and increase one's profit margin. That's not really the conversation, although one can identify that that is going to be a problem, and poverty created in one instant might need to be resolved in another format, as we've seen. So I say this to say, we're very excited at this particular juncture. It's very interesting. I think often you don't see a lot of role players so early in the game. You know, so many people running the race, the moon landing, the new bubble. Where am I in this play? I'm right there. I'm not getting left behind. I think if there was ever a trend or ever a moment in time where you have to pay attention to the tides and what's coming up next, this is it. This is the wave. Just the other day, someone sent me an app, and I was looking for new music, as I've stated in the previous conversation, making a return. However, from the last, coming into the now, things have changed. You know, talent isn't something an artist should rely on today, or at least they tell us. I think knowledge is going to be the tool at play, especially when you want to derive the good from the great. However, from the great to the undeniable to the iconic, the memorable, the reason why templates are created, that's going to come down to the real things, the emotion, stuff that can't really be put down on paper, something that you have to witness, experience. I just recently had the opportunity to create the largest dress in Africa with a good friend of mine. And that process showed me so much of creation is in the hands. I often reminisce about the analog days, and I'm not acting like an old soul of sorts, but I get it. I get what it was about. Not saying that digital shouldn't be appreciated, trust me. I'm as techy as they come. I've been subscribed to magazines from early on. I was watching Verge, I was into gaming before that became even cool. You know? So I breathe that. This isn't a pushback against the current norm, where we're going as far as trends. I'm a media specialist after all, so if there's anybody that's going to be involved, too small. Now, I say that to say we have to make a decision. We have to decide. Where is the line? Where does the human begin? And where does the machine start? Maybe this might just seem like a simple conversation. Dude, come on, it's just a simple prompt, asking a conversation and getting a response. So I'm teaching the machine, and the machine is learning, then you learn from the machine. And an interesting cycle is at play. I'm very wary of that encounter, that relationship. Yeah, it makes me consider quite a bit. How do I remain? I mean, take it for instance, if you're in a relationship, whether it be romantic or platonic, people have impact, people have influence. Whatever it is that you think you want to do, and perhaps you just need an opinion of a loved one, whether they say exactly what you want to hear or they give you something polarizing, so that split second, a decision needs to be made. Whether you make the right decision or the wrong decision, I think there will be a time where that particular memory comes back at play. Oh, kana mpo said kana, oh, oh, kana katlako, oh yeah. And now we lose that. Because remember, your friend has their own lived experience. And that counts for something. In my opinion. What opinion does an AI have? Collective thoughts of existing ideas on the World Wide Web. Every little recorded conversation that's ever been mentioned. To what validity do we trust and give in? Maybe I'm stretching. Maybe I'm paranoid. I think the appreciation and where my gratitude comes from is knowing the ability that I possess, or at least as a vessel to usher and to pass on what we collect from the ether. What you get from God. There are days where I'm definitely the author, but trust and believe there are times where I'm like, hey guys, I'm just happy to be here. Hey, shout out. So I hope we don't forget that. I hope we don't get lost in the, oh, now I can create anything because I have a robot as an extension. Recently, I just started being comfortable with the idea of calling myself a videographer. I think I'm a good video editor. As far as cinematography, DOP, we get in there. I think also the not shortcutting kind of helps one refine their skills. Don't have a gimbal, so I've had to perfect my shot. And I think that's the beautiful thing about trying and being present in what you are making. The mistakes become the art. The carcass from playing consistently on your acoustic guitar creates a tonality. Before I lose my train of thought, it's just a very interesting play. It's a very interesting play. So I didn't want to call myself a videographer because I felt like I needed to earn that. I needed to earn the title. I didn't want to cut corners and say, here's the output. So I am. I wanted to experience it. I wanted to fail. I wanted to win. I wanted to try. I wanted to create. I wanted to explore. And really sit in this thing that I've created. I see the person next door. I'm like, huh. I see what you call yourself, XYZ. But there's going to be a time where everyone just says, I am. I am AI. Perhaps. So what happens to the real human being? What happens to society then, where every single opinion is not of your own? The very thought, an idea. I mean, we're already sharing so many of them anyways. But at least it's coming from an eternal place. Place past our own understanding. The unknown. Well, today's problem is we know where it's coming from. And perhaps that's my bigger issue. But alas, I am learning how to prompt. I'm learning how to be better. As to how me and this new companion become compatible, the most is yet to be known. So I'm going to leave it there and say, at least use it as a tool of extension. You're human. You're not a machine. You tire out, and perhaps that's where your magic is. The fatigue, the pain, the sorrow, the confusion, the doubt. Having to stop, having to find it again, is why we listen, we watch, we pay, we attend, and we love. So, with that being said, Stagnot, my friend. Stagnot.